All right. Time to activate some stuff. Waking up in the dream. It is Monday, July 27th in Thailand, Monday morning, which means it's Sunday evening, probably 7 p.m. in California and 10 p.m. on the East Coast. And so much good stuff happening. Can you see the patterns? We're going to talk about this a little bit. The topic for today is, have you activated yourself? What does that mean? Is it a stupid question, or is it obvious that you're already activated? I'm going to talk about some specific, very important keys for navigating through the reason why we came here, which is all becoming very clear more and more as more is revealed. More of these distractions by 3D happen. It's every week now. Now it's Roe versus Wade. Last week, I can't even keep up. But the key is, can you observe and pull out, number one, instead of getting all sucked in and triggered, because that's exactly what they want. That's the whole program. If they can suck you in and lower your vibration and get you talking about it at the hair salon, and I'm not saying any of you guys are doing this, but you know what I mean, you know? And yes, there's nothing wrong with being aware and taking some action, but the majority of people are taking reactive action. They're not, in most cases, probably going to accomplish much, but the key is to zoom out and go, okay, isn't this interesting? They just keep playing the same game over and over and over. And we lose when we automatically react to what's in the external hologram, because it's reversed 180 degrees. And what I mean by that is it's mirroring back to us the thoughts, the beliefs, the frequencies, past events, uncleared trauma or things to heal, not only of ourselves, but definitely of the collective. And we came here for this, and it's happening. So the number one key is, are you excited right now? Do you have the awareness to observe and go, oh, okay, this looks kind of ugly. Some people are being harmed. We've been enslaved. However, what is the gift here? What is the gift? Because on this journey, there's always a gift. And when we can ask that priceless question of inquiry, instead of reacting and being triggered, and I'll be honest, I still get triggered. It's not like some of us are all 100% awake and we never get triggered. I don't know. Maybe some people are like that. Hey, Linda, great to see you. But the bottom line is, as we heal collectively, individually, and utilize this incredible tool like Facebook, this incredible community of like-minded people from around the globe, and we realize that no matter where we are and whether we feel alone or whether we feel that nobody's awake in my family or my friends, I'm the only one, understand, don't be a victim. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. No mistake whatsoever. But if we go into victim mentality, which we can go, oh man, I really, I intend that some people show up into my reality that I can really commune with and really hold space with. So intend. Don't wish, don't hope. Those are weak spell words. Those tell your subconscious that it's not here. So we're going to talk about activating your frequency, consciously creating your reality, and not being distracted by the external 3D reality. This is the only game in town. This is it. So I'm going to go to my Facebook page real quick and refresh it so I can see comments. And so activating, what does that mean? What does that mean? Are you activated? Hang on just a second. Are you activated? Of course you're activated because you're here. However, I'm mainly talking about, are you consciously and intentionally activating your level of awareness and consciously and intentionally creating your reality every single morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running? Because that's the key. Because if we don't do that, even myself, I got a list of things to do today. I got some really bright light coming in here, so I'm going to turn this down for a second. So I have a list of things to do today. I've got wild jungle dogs to go check on, to give medicine to. I've got clients to connect with. I've got fun to be had. I've got scooter rides through the countryside in Thailand here. I've got websites, some website stuff to do. I'm studying different courses. I'm taking a course on animal whispering. And so we all have all these things to do. But the key is, are you consciously creating your reality first thing every morning? Are you activating the field, or are you waking up and going, okay, I got to get up. I got to put on a pot of coffee. I got to get the kids ready for school. I got a half hour before I got to get into traffic. All that stuff might be things that we are currently doing in order to meet our needs or pay the bills or whatever. However, very little will change if we're not consciously creating our reality. Can anybody here see how many people are on here? Because it says 2, and I don't know if that's right. It was wrong last Thursday when I did something. Apparently, I've been moved lower into the field for 90 days because I posted an exact image from the World HELTH organization. I didn't alter it. I didn't comment on it. All I did was post the exact thing that they want us to know. This is the World Health Organization, and that put me down in the feed. So this is another really great thing. Okay, so Linda, you only see 2. Yeah, I've usually got at least 15 to 20 people on here. Okay, well, whatever it is, whatever it is. So many people will see the replay anyway. So looking at what's happening out there, we can see that when these repeated, intentionally created dramas are occurring, such as I'm getting penalized for sharing what's on an international website for people that are supposed to be serving us. And I shared an exact photo. I copied it right off their website. And so now I'm restricted. So what's the gift here? Well, first it pisses me off. Yeah. However, once I feel that, I go, okay, I don't want to be operating in pissed off mode. So what's the gift? Well, the gift is that everybody can now see that every single thing that the FB police do, that means that it's true and they don't want you to see it. So all of the dark intentional inversions are backfiring and imploding. They have to. They cannot survive in these new energies. It's time. They're done. So this is what we celebrate. So yeah, if I have 2 or 3 people on here right now, then I have 2 or 3 people on here right now. If one person gets uplifted by anything that I say on here, and again, for those of you that know me, I'm just reminding Jeff of these tools because I use them every single day because I've learned to. Because if I don't, then I can get distracted and the old programs can come back in. And my goal is to operate from the time I wake up in the morning until I go to bed, to be operating in gratitude and excitement and to learn and trust and to magnetize in more high vibrational people, events, timelines, abundance, animals, opportunities, because I'm creating my dream with my beliefs, my thoughts, my words, and especially the subconscious stuff that's running underneath the surface. So that's why it's so key to do the inner healing process. And it's got to be done. And, there may always be something, another layer. I don't know. That can be frustrating if you've been on the path for like as long as I have, or even if you've been on it for a couple years or 5 years or 10 years, whatever. You can start to go, am I ever going to not have a judgment or a trigger or a less than thought or a shameful thought or a guilty thought or, have a lack thought? When am I going to be able to finally clear the program that tells me I don't have enough money when I desire to purchase something for myself? Well, by using these tools, by catching it, and by stopping every time that we have a less than thought, a judgment, a trigger, we think about lack, about money, we have a judgment about anything out there, you teach yourself to feel that frequency. It's not that difficult. The whole process teaches you how to do it, and kids can do it. They do it. They do it with their parents who get the book and do the digital online course. It's not that difficult, but it takes some practice. Just like it took decades to learn how to automatically react and judge. And the whole 3D matrix was set up to create separation and to keep us distracted by things that do not align with our belief system. And our belief systems aren't even our own. Have you figured that one out yet? None of your beliefs are really even yours. And if that triggers you as I say that, just stop and observe that. Just stop and observe that. All of our beliefs came from outside ourselves. You might say, well, I'm a light worker and I download from all my God. Well, great. That's great. All my beliefs and pretty much everybody that I journey with, none of them came from myself. They all came from my parents, my grandparents, this school system. I grew up in Catholic school. Many of you know that. It was Judgment Day every single day. Judgment, shame, guilt. You'll be lucky if you get into heaven on what day? Judgment Day. It's, the whole media is set up Republican versus Democrat. Everything's set up to create more separation. You see the whole thing going on, Roe versus Wade. Nancy's out there screaming, up in arms. Everybody's triggered. And, there may be good reason to be triggered. I'm staying neutral. I'm observing. Yeah, I have my take on what I think should be allowed or not allowed, but it's everybody's choice. But the bigger picture from out here is, okay, this is what it takes to wake more people up. People must become triggered and stop their automatic pattern every day and go, all right, I'm going to take some action or something. And the majority of people will not wake up unless they are forced to wake up. And some won't even wake up if you squeeze them. They'll just go, yeah, I'll line up. I'll get my 4th or 5th jib. I'll sign up for, you can implant the chip inside me. So, I don't have to, push the code when I go into my JOB or whatever. I mean, this stuff is coming for some people. It's already here. I'm opting out. It's a no from me, period. No way. There's no dangling carrot anywhere that will get me to sell my soul or to go against myself. Nothing. I've been taken out in past lives before, and if it happens again, then as soon as I'm out, I wake up back to my magnificence, and I go, wow, that was a trip. And then I decide where I want to go from there, into any dimension. This is it. Death is not the end. And so we came down here for what is, as far as I know, the greatest time ever in recorded history, to the most incredible planet ever. I see people go, oh, I can't wait to leave Mother Earth. I'm like, I'm staying. Mother Earth is the most incredibly loving, abundant, lush, forgiving planet I've ever seen in my life. I ride around every day. The abundance is overwhelming. There's more fruit, more food, more animals, more insects, more beautiful colored flowers, more trees, more water buffalo, more streams, more beauty. I couldn't even imagine another more beautiful planet. I see all these other, pictures of planets with crystal things sticking up, and there's no trees, there's nothing. I mean, some of them might have waterfalls or whatever, but you know what I mean? It's like this planet was set up with a very, very high vibration. It is unconditional love. I'm talking about Mother Earth. And all she does is give, 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 give. There is no lack anywhere, and she doesn't expect anything in return. Nothing. Nothing. Hey, Davia, great to see you. Yeah. I mean, the food, the animals, the flowers. I ride around and I see these beautiful flowers and orchids and poinsettias, and I can just smell them in the air as I'm riding through the countryside. And it's like all there for me. Nobody else. They're not dancing. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're not trying to make money off of you. It's all there for to enhance your incredible dream and your incredible reality. So the reason I'm sharing this with so much passion is, number one, because I used to be a complainer and a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic in Catholic school. And I finally figured it out, because when I met my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, everybody's my teacher, especially anybody that triggers us. That's a key right there. That's a big key. Those that you still judge are your greatest teachers, showing you where you still have healing to do. No matter what. Doesn't matter whether they're a pedophile, whether they're, harming people. It doesn't matter. The shift is on. For whatever reason, they might have sold their soul. They might have lost their soul. They might have been programmed. They might have been traumatized so bad. Or they just might be aliens. I don't know. I don't care. I just go, okay, isn't that interesting? Where's my frequency right now? Where's my frequency? And does that uplift my frequency or lower my frequency? Beep, right back. That quick. Catch it and come right back to your heart. Catch it and come right back to your heart. Yeah. How much can you notice and be grateful for every single day? And this comes back to, what I said at the beginning. Have you activated yourself? And what does that mean? It's really an ongoing thing, but what I mainly talk about and what I share in the book and the course is the majority of people do not consciously create their day and their reality. The majority of people are pretty much automatic reactors. They react to whatever they see out there, whatever wound they still may be holding on to, and anything that triggers that or their belief system, they react. And when you're an automatic reactor, what you're actually doing is, because I was this guy, I was the judgeaholic, I was actually, because we're walking, talking magnets, whether we're aware of it or not, I was actually magnetizing in more of these low vibrational frequencies down here. Because that's what I was focusing on. That's what my triggers were. Because I'm an empath. I'm a very good-hearted person. Even though I've made all kinds of frickin' mistakes and done stupid shit and been an idiot and all kinds of stuff. But that was all part of my learning. That was all part of my chosen soul contract. Okay? So when we become aware and we begin to track our frequency from moment to moment to moment, and you got to do it. You have to practice it. That's why in the book, there's a PDF sheet that you fill out at the end of the day and you fill in your number. How many times did I catch myself judging, triggered, in fear, or whatever? And then there's a few simple questions. It's so simple, but for me, it's the most revealing process I've ever found. I've read hundreds, if not thousands, of spiritual books, the top ones. I've gotten some good insights out of them, but none of them showed me how to go in and clear and heal and dismantle my belief system and consciously create the three pieces. You have to have those three pieces in place. Otherwise, there's just too many distractions to pull you back in to just being distracted. So when you finally make it a game and you begin to do it first thing every single morning while your head's still on the pillow, you will begin to see that you begin to magnetize. It seems like it's magic. It seems like it's synchronicity. No, it's you consciously and intentionally creating your reality. This is the only game in town. And if you don't believe that you're creating your reality, then I invite you to grab the book or the digital course, or go to my YouTube channel where there's over 100 hours of free videos. Watch them and take notes. This stuff took me over 20 years to put together. I paid way over $100,000. And you can learn it in 30 days or less. And then, yeah, you will practice it and use these tools for the rest of your life. But I don't know of any faster, more powerful, and keyword simple tools ever. I'd be using them. So, yeah, I love you guys. I love all of us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending your time here. That shows me that this is working. I mean, our frequencies are going up right now. We don't have to try. We don't have to hope. We don't have to wish. It's not hard. It's not difficult. We're doing it. It's already done. The beautiful thing is that the celebration has already begun. 5D and beyond are already here. There is no future. They're here. What we're doing is now we're raising our frequency through gratitude every morning, first thing, through kindness, through smiling at everybody, through helping the animals, donating to good causes. That doesn't necessarily have to mean money, but when we talk about donating, that's usually the first thing that comes up. Yes, I'd like to donate, but I only have so much money. Well, anytime somebody says, I only have so much money, that's something to look at, because that's not true. But if you believe that and you tell your subconscious that, that will be your truth. Right? This is why it's so critically mandatory that we dismantle our belief system. And the only way you can do that, I mean, Don Miguel Ruiz had us write down what all our beliefs were in a journal. If you're not journaling, I recommend that you begin. And I'll be honest with you, I did not like journaling because I'm a fast thinker and my handwriting can't keep up. So my handwriting was always a little bit sloppy going through school. So now I use tools on my phone. I go on and I use my recorder and I just record it in. Beep. I hit the microphone and I note to self. That way I don't have to write. I can just channel. And then I come back and I listen to this stuff and I make notes and I make it really simple. Like I might have a paragraph of stuff, but I simplify it because the subconscious operates on simplicity. Your desire is either here now or it's not. There's no, well, I'm working towards it. I'm trying. I'm hoping someday no, that's all. It's all whatever you want to call it. It does not register with the subconscious. The subconscious takes a direct order that's crystal clear and it's simple. My desire is either here right now, and see how I smile when I do it? I do this in bed first thing every morning, and you can too. And I'm sure some of you are out there doing it that have seen this and bought the book, whatever. I know many of you have gone through the journey with me. And so, these are the tools. Are you waking up excited every morning? And if you're not, why not? What is coming up to be cleared, healed, or practiced? All right, cool. So this is a Q&A. So thank you for those of you that ask questions, because it opens up a lot for a lot of people and a lot of people that will watch this. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of questions because I do my best to simplify this, but it's simple to me now because I've asked thousands and thousands of questions. And I had to hear my teacher and other teachers and mentors mirror back to me some answers many times before I got it. I mean, when I first understood that all my judgments were about me and that everything that I judged, I was going to attract more of into my reality, I kind of got it, but I still had to practice it. And it wasn't until, I created the tools for actually carrying this with me and catching my number and creating the daily tracking sheet and filling it out every single day. That's when you start dismantling a program that's been running since you were a child. You can think about it and go, hey, that's a really good idea. There's people that come on my lives all the time and they go, that's a really good idea. But then if I ask them, hey, are you implementing that every day? Or are you creating your reality first thing every morning? And they're like, well, I really haven't been doing it. Well, why not? I know why not. Because you didn't make a full commitment to making that the most important thing in your life. And for some reason, you're allowing the old programs to just run. And we all do it in a way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having certain programs running around love and what I like and, what I prefer musically and, spiritually or Mother Earthy or animals or what I enjoy doing. I'm talking about what are the subconscious programs that are attracting and magnetizing your reality to you every day. And you can tell because you can look around and go, am I abundant? Do I believe in abundance? Do I believe in unlimited abundance? Well, I may have not got there yet, but do I believe it? Do I know it? Do I understand it? That's the key. And if there's something I don't understand about it, ask a question. There's nothing more important than this stuff. We came here for this. All of the information is here now. You got YouTube, you've got the internet, you have it all. And yes, it can be distracting. You can go on Gaggle and you can type something in and they're lying about 50 to 85% of the stuff. Okay? So you use your discernment. You go check it out on a couple other places. Yes, it takes time. But you got time. There's no such thing as time. Okay, so Linda says, the concept of there is no future leaves me feeling rather confused and hopeless. What is the sense of anything if we have no future? Great question, but what is the sense of anything if we have no future? Okay, let's break this down a little bit because this is really good. Thank you for asking this. Okay, number one, you feel confused and hopeless. Okay, why are you hopeless? Are you trying to get somewhere that's not here right now? Are you trying to get somewhere that's not here right now? That's a really great question. I love this question, Linda. Thank you so much. You rock. Okay? So I'm asking myself this. I'm not like putting Linda on the spot like, no, this is for everybody. This is great. Okay? All right. So cool. Sometimes I do, not always. All right? Cool. So what's so great about that is it's honest. That's all we're being asked to do here is be honest, open, and vulnerable. Because what happens is so many people put on the mask and they're like, yeah, I got all my shit together. I'm driving a Mercedes and I've got my home and I'm a total slave to my job, which I hate. And, I'm hoping and wishing to retire when I become 65. It's not everything that it appears. Okay? Nothing wrong with having a nice car and there's nothing wrong with having millions of dollars. But if that owns you and you're worried about it and you got to hold on to it and it's your status and you're running a 3D program. I don't care how successful you are on a 3D money ladder. So what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with your days every day? Are you running a program that says, I need to prove that I'm enough? I need to prove that I'm more? Or are you doing really great things for yourself and humanity? That's it. That's it. Because before all this 3D matrix got created, There were no bills. You didn't have to pay for electricity. Well, maybe back then they only had fires, but you didn't have to pay for wood. You didn't have to pay for water. You didn't have to pay for food. You didn't have to pay to go have a bundle of flowers. You still don't if you go out in nature. But the point is, where do you want to go? And we all have, dreams and desires. We're creative people. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. My goal is to have this be the curriculum in all the schools for the children. And it will be. It's already getting there in a couple countries already. That just happened in the last few months. All because of Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, George Soros. Your whole plan is imploding, and it's brought all these people together. So there's nothing to worry about, okay? So I feel rather confused and hopeless at times. Okay, so are you using these tools every day, Linda? Are you using the tools? And we may go in and out, up and down, but yeah, I love you. And when you say bravo, I don't even know if Larry, my ego, should accept that, because I'm still on this question here, because this is a good little rabbit hole to go down. Okay? This is honesty, and this is what we all feel. Hopeless, confused and hopeless. Okay, yeah, I get it. I mean, if you allow yourself to be pulled in by the television or the media or the WHO or the majority of governments, they're kind of coming for us. But if you stay sovereign and say no, nobody can come and harm you. In fact, the more that you shine your light, the dark ones will not even come into that field because it illuminates the darkness. They don't like it. Okay? So let me clarify. And again, I know nothing. Okay? I'm just sharing tools that work based on what I've learned about how our reality is created. And our reality is created through frequency, thoughts, vibration, imagination, and the level of frequency and vibration that we put behind that. And so we all basically had to forget how incredibly unlimited that we are. Keyword, unlimited. And I know very few people that play with that word. And I invite you to write that word down in capital letters, capital I, capital AM, capital unlimited. Post it on your refrigerator. Post it on the mirror in your bathroom and begin to play with this. Because until your subconscious downloads this and you really know this without any doubts, that means that there's still some doubts running underneath it. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not judging it. But the bottom line is you are unlimited. You're going back to unlimited. You've always been unlimited. And we came down here in one of the most incredible roller coaster rides ever with twists and turns and spills and, deep, dark stuff because we knew, keyword, we knew that we would remember. And it would be the greatest celebration and one of the greatest uses of our energy and our ability to create heaven on earth here on this incredible planet. And it would be the journey of a lifetime. We didn't come down here because we're unlimited beings up there creating anything that we desire, anything that we can think of, boom, we're there. That's the way it is in the higher dimensions. And that's what we're moving into right now. And it's not going to take a long time. Okay? So if we're feeling confused or hopeless, that's the time that we go, I just felt a low vibrational thought or frequency or trigger or fear in my body. So then what do? We stop immediately. Because if we don't, what are we going to do? What's the natural thing that the ego's protection mechanism is going to do as soon as we feel something that either challenges our belief system, triggers us, or makes us feel uncomfortable? What are we going to do? We're going to do anything to distract ourselves from going in and giving that a little bit of love and going, okay, here is something that's coming up to be cleared. Why? Because I can feel it. And I'm willing to be honest and vulnerable 100% with myself, because that's the only way out. So, what's the $1 million question that we ask when we have a trigger? It's never about the other person out there. That's just the mirror that's mirroring back to you or us the frequencies and the programs that we're holding inside. It's a really beautiful system when you figure it out, because it never lies. The Matrix is lying to you, but that's part of the game that we chose. Your higher self and your soul knows, and it knows how to dismantle this stuff. But in order to do it, you need to become present and go, okay, here's an uncomfortable thought, feeling, challenge, or trigger. What is this trying to show me or teach me right now? And we take some slow, deep breaths. I put my hand on my heart. Okay? I ground in. And sometimes if it's a big, huge trigger and I'm fucking pissed or I'm in fear or something, sometimes it takes me a few really slow, deep breaths, because the story wants to run in the head. The head's triggered and it'll run if we don't stop it. And this is why many times you'll hear somebody say, I'm having a bad day. If you really break it down, what usually happens is they had one thought, trigger, fear, or emotional reaction, and they didn't have the tools to stop it. And if it was strong enough, it'll just keep the mind running. Those people always do that to me. I can't believe that they're still doing that to me. My husband always does. You know the story in the hair salons or, in the bar or whatever. Low vibrational frequency stuff. You can see it on Facebook or on social media. And then you can see all the other people jump in the me toos. Yeah, me too, me too, me too. Misery loves company. And then if your feed is high vibrational, you'll see high vibrational posts, and that'll attract the high vibrational people. And once in a while, it'll trigger somebody, but the high vibrational people will mirror them, and they'll either go, oh, thank you, or they'll get triggered, and then we'll block them or whatever. This reality has a perfectly built-in system for writing things. I mean, RIGHT, like turning things back into love. That's the whole dream that we're in right now. And so any questions around this? Any questions around inner healing? Any questions around clearing limiting beliefs? You got to write them down. You got to track them. And the only way you're ever going to do this that I've ever found, I've been to hypnotists. I've done EFT tapping. I've done affirmations. For me, it doesn't work at all. Doesn't work at all. Because if you or one is still holding a subconscious belief down underneath, you can do 1,000,000 affirmations. Oh, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. But down below, it's going, money's difficult. I've been around money and struggle all my life. It's hard. It's difficult. Everybody's struggling. You think EFT tapping is going to undo that? If it works for you, great. But it didn't work for me. This works every single time. Hey, Pat, great to see you. Hey, Nicole. Because this gets to the root. And if you don't get to the root, guess what? It's going to come back. So you might have a good week or a good month and make money and get a bonus, or great. But if your belief is money is scarce, then you're going to spend that money. You see the story. People win the lottery and their lives become 100% miserable. They either lose it or everybody in their family and friends come at them, and it's like, they're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be at all, because they don't know how to handle it. These tools teach you how to consciously create your reality. Any questions? I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling the energy of kicking ass. And I got my ass triggered off yesterday. I was like, dude, you're supposed to be Mr. Tools, you know? In my computer, I'll tell you, Apple, I've been an Apple guy since the very beginning, but they're another soulless entity. They're like, how can we remove things from the computer so they'll have to buy more stuff and squeeze more money out of them? It's unbelievable. So the bottom line is, I was triggered. Today, I wake up, I lay in bed, and I got Miss Luna here, the wild jungle dog. She stayed the night with me last night. And we are meditating in bed, and I'm breathing in, and I'm smiling, and I'm raising my vibration. I'm like, I know I got triggered yesterday, but today I'm going to kick ass with gratitude, and I'm smiling, and my frequency's going up, and I see everything that I desire is already here now. The abundance, the travel, doing workshops all over the world as, you know, these lame restrictions are starting to be lifted. All this stuff is going to clear. All of it. It's going to be so magnificent. It's already happening. So the key is, what are you giving your focus and intention to? Okay? That's it. And they're going all out for every bit of your focus, your attention, and your DNA. Let's be honest. You know? But I'll tell you what, when you wake up out of the sleeping dream into this dream, because we're dreaming all the time, that was something when my teacher told me that, I was like, I don't know if I like that. I can't control it. It was kind of like what Linda said, you know? Sometimes we feel confused and hopeless, okay? But what I realized was, when I began to consciously create my reality every single day with excitement like a little child does, this is why children are so magical. Because guess what? They do not have a belief system. Where did they get their belief system? From their parents, and their parents got it from their grandparents, mostly limiting, unless you grew up with somebody that was really magical, and I know some of you did. Okay? And I'm not saying that my mom wasn't magical. You know, she brought me into this world. It was a soul contract. Everything that happened to us, all the traumas included, was an agreed upon soul contract before we came here. Can you acknowledge that? Is there anyone left to forgive in your life? Let's be honest. Let's go into that for a second. I'm just channeling here. I'm jumping a little bit from one subject to the other, but I'll stay on those three pieces: inner healing, dismantling the belief system, and consciously creating our reality. Together, they are the trifecta of moving beyond the 3D matrix. And they're the fastest way. So, again, since we're on our soul contract, we all agreed to it before we came down here, even if we don't remember it. I don't remember mine. And when I was first told that, I was like, there's no way I would have chosen all this pain and suffering. There's no way. I was suicidal in my late 20s and 30s, several times. I was like, I didn't choose to come here. You know? So the bottom line is, what is the gift here? What is the gift here? What am I here to do? What excites me? What do I love doing? You know? And if you want to clear your frequency and heal, the simplest way to do it is ask yourself this: is there anyone that I need to forgive, including myself? 99% of the people that I journey with every month through the personal mentorship, their healing all comes down to forgiveness. And I journey with people that have been raped, molested. People have been murdered in their family right in front of them. They've been MK Ultra'd. They've been abused horribly, locked up in basements, tortured, deprived of food, sexually passed around. I mean, some horrible shit. And I'm honored that these people feel safe for the space that I hold for them. But we clear this stuff quickly. It doesn't have to take a year or 5 or 10 or 20 or 30. People come to me that have been going to see shrinks and psychiatrists for decades. And we clear this stuff in a week or 2 or less. There's no life sentence. It's normal to be suicidal. Fuck. It's totally normal. I would have left, no problem. The only reason I didn't leave is I'm an empath and I'm a lover. And I didn't want to hurt anybody. So I couldn't hurt my mom and I couldn't hurt my friends. So I didn't leave. So I drank a lot of beer. You know, I partied a lot to kill pain. And, you know, luckily I met some good teachers and I realized that if you don't stop putting this poison, which contains entities, into your body, then you're not going to be able to consciously create your reality. Because if you're more addicted to that than you are to waking up feeling great every day and loving on your body and smiling and getting excited like a little child, so that now your magnet is freaking on and now you're envisioning everything that you desire to magnetize: travel, abundance, joy, nature, health, creating art, whatever it is. Now you're magnetizing that shit to you. I laid in bed for days hungover. I wasted so many freaking days. Oh my God. But I'm exactly perfectly right where I'm supposed to be. And if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have the tools to deal with people that have been through some of the deep pain and trauma that they come to me to deal with. I wouldn't be, you know, you can read about it in a book, but unless you've experienced it, you don't have that frequency of compassion. And it's about frequency because people can feel it. You can recite all this stuff you think you know. When my dad died when I was 7 in a plane crash, my mom sent me to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I don't remember what it was. There's no difference. And I apologize if that triggers anybody that's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but you've been programmed in the system. They don't really teach you how to heal. Yeah, you may have some good tools. And if that triggers you, it's not my intention to trigger you. I'm rolling on a theme here of you can heal yourself and you can do it very quickly. But if you hold on to that story, I've even journeyed with people that are still, even after I show them that they must forgive, they're so addicted to telling the story of how their father loved their 2 sisters more than them and they, you know, always treated them better, whatever it is. And I'm like, who would you be without that story? And they're like, I don't know. So it's almost like there's a resistance to letting go and healing. It's like, look, I could heal so easy, but I'm going to hold on to this story because I've been telling it all my life, and I just haven't processed it enough to be willing to let it go, even after I give them the tools and they can see it. So, you know, their journey's their journey. And when you're ready to heal and let go of this shit and stop being a victim, then you'll do it. That's it. I don't have any judgment around it. I have compassion because I know what it's like to be in that level of pain. I know what it's like to be trapped in the matrix of low vibrational beliefs and wounds. But that's why I do this. This is a way out. One of the ways out, fastest way out that I've found. And even kids can do it. So, any more questions? Any questions around inner healing, dismantling the belief system, consciously creating your reality, abundance, new earth timelines? I want to go back to Linda's question, because this was good. Okay. So part one, we kind of covered confused and hopeless. Okay. Yeah. So when we feel that frequency and we go, what is this trying to show me or teach me? What are you believing if you're hopeless? It's okay to be confused. Fuck, I'm walking confused and happy all the time because I'm here to undo the programs. And so I have to go down into the confusion of the program and use my tools so I can clear it out and then come back up. But I don't stay down there long at all. But I'm not afraid to go down the rabbit hole. I'm not afraid to look at anything. I was one of the first people sharing about pedophilia and underground bases and kidnapping of children and androgyny, all that stuff. When a lot of people unfriended me and said I was crazy, and now you can see it's true. So let's go to the second part is, what is the sense of everything if we have no future? All right. I love this. I don't even know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to see what comes in. What is the sense of anything if we have no future? Is it really true that we have no future? What is the future? The future doesn't exist. There's only right now, and then another now, and then another now, and then another now, and just nowsville. We're living in nowsville. So, what is the sense of anything? This is a great question, Linda. This is so great. What is the sense of anything? Let's just take that little piece. What is the sense of anything? Oh, man. I would meditate on this one until I started laughing. What is the sense of anything? Okay, who's asking that? Is the higher self asking that? Or is the ego that wants to control everything asking that? What is the sense of anything? Look, I love that question. Because this is reality. This is like, what's the purpose of being here when everything's all messed up and, there's killing and pain and suffering? Man, I asked that question a million times. That question almost got me to check out and leave the planet. So I love this question. But what I love even more is breaking down this question so that we will not be holding this in our vibrational frequency anymore, and we will shift it into, the sense of being here is to be excited because we are unlimited manifestors. Keyword unlimited. So let's start playing with that. And if there's anything that's keeping our frequency lowered, then that's the invitation to clear it. Okay, so Linda says, remember the if. I'm not forgetting it. So who's bringing that up? Like I'm judging you. I'm not judging you at all. I'm loving on you. So look at that piece. Because, this is where it came from. If we have no future. I'm just going by what you typed. I'm not singling you out. This is great. This is a great question. So this isn't about Linda, unless you think it is. This is about what most people are thinking at one time or another and going in and clearing this so we're not holding this anymore. Right? So this is great. All we're doing is lovingly mirroring each other, and you guys are mirroring me and teaching me. And so nobody's above or below anybody here. And that's the beauty of these lives, because it's all safe, it's non-judgmental. And a lot of people are going to watch this and they're going to go, well, I really love that Linda, man. I'm so glad she asked that question because I had that same question. Oh my God, this is great. And some people might go into resistance, and because they're not willing to, be honest, and their story is, we're screwed and, I'm a victim in it. So that's okay. They will not resonate and they may not come back, or they may come back at another time. But this is it. This is why we do this. This is why this technology is so wonderful, because I'm in Thailand right now on Monday morning, and many people are in the US and it's Sunday. There's no time, okay? It's something to laugh about when you finally get it. The only thing that matters is, what am I focused on right now? And am I being uplifted, inspired right now doing what I'm doing? And is there anything that's coming up to be healed or cleared that's stopping me from being in that playful zone of unlimited creation and joy in every moment? And yeah, things might come up. You might have a pain in your body. Something, you might lose some money. Somebody that you love or a pet may get injured. Whatever, But the thing is, keep coming back to what is the gift here. Because remember, or at least intend to remember, you chose to come here. Not only to experience this, which you might say is a lot of hell and darkness, but more importantly, that you chose to come here at the most important and amazing time in our history. That's the key. That's the key right there. So, let's talk about that. Are you getting it? Are you excited? And is there anything that's keeping you from being excited? And if there is, let's open it up. Let's talk about it. Let's just dissect it. I'm honest too. I don't have it all figured out. I already stated I was highly triggered yesterday because I have to go out and buy all this extra stuff for my computer, and even the Mac people can't tell me how to do it on a product that they created. Okay? It's like, I was triggered. And it's stuff I have to figure out because this is my portal to the world. I'm in Thailand. I don't speak Thai, very little. I use a translator and I use my smile. I smile at everybody. Everybody. Not because I'm so great. Because Thailand is a very beautiful, heart-centered country. And even though they've, for lack of better terms, been brainwashed, most people here are wearing 1 or 2 or 3 masks. Most of them have all gone and gotten 2 or 3 or 4 jibs, including their children. I don't wear a mask. I don't do it. My body doesn't like it. But I love on everybody. And when I smile at everybody here, they smile back at me. I've very rarely ever been judged. And so, where's your frequency? And I will say, if I've had to go into a store to purchase something, I might put on a mask over my mouth. I don't cover my nose. I don't squash my breathing for anybody. It's a no for me. No. And I don't breathe in all my carbon dioxide that my body perfectly knows how to expel. And if you have to wear an mask, then God bless you. That's your choice. It's okay. I'm not judging you. But my point is, are you getting excited about what's happening? And are you dismantling anything that's coming up that triggers you? That's it. That's the key. So, hey, Paul, great to see you. So that's it. I'm going to check in on my page real quick. Okay. Turn down my volume. Okay. So, we've been going almost an hour. I appreciate all of you amazing souls. Pat asked me something about how come you're not using this page anymore. I don't know what that is right now. It's one of the Waking Up in the Dream groups, Pat, if you're still here. I've had many groups over the years because I brought people in to do groups. I am going to be creating a new Waking Up in the Dream portal page because I think I can share some things without getting like lowered in the feed like apparently I am now. So, and that's for like 90 days. I just got some type of thing showed up on my phone that I'm being penalized. So, yeah. But I will post the new group thing that I'm going to do. I just haven't finalized it yet because it's a lot of commitment from me too, energetically wise. And I've got clients that I'm journeying with almost every day of the week, and I'm doing 2 of these Facebook Lives a week. But thank you for bringing that up. You could still ask a question in there, and I'd still get a notification. It's just that, you know, I only have so much time of the day to post in these different groups. So thank you for bringing that up, though. I appreciate it. So anybody have any questions? Hey, Jackie, great to see you. Thank you for the kind reflection. I'm glad that it's, I'm glad that it resonates. So if you have any questions about anything that's coming up for you personally, or just in general about inner healing or creating your reality, it's really key. So, let me go into my notes here real quick. I had some notes. So, okay. So one of my notes is, and I covered this a little bit, but I will become very aware of the low vibrational 3D distractions and their attempts to trigger us and bring us down. This whole Roe versus Wade thing, I mean, you can see people are up in arms. People are already lashing out. I mean, no matter what you believe, there's nothing wrong with taking action. I never say that. It's just that if you're triggered and you're just, you know, there's a million people that are triggered that are not uplifting the frequency and they're not accomplishing anything. But they feel really great being triggered for a while until the next distraction comes up about what they're doing to your children or your food or your air or your water or whatever, you know? So, you know, just observe, really observe. You know, that's the key because your frequency is everything. So again, are you consciously and intentionally setting your alarm every single morning to consciously and intentionally create your reality? To love on your body. Every one of these trillions of cells that's been loving on you unconditionally since you've been in the womb. If that doesn't uplift you, I don't know what will. I mean, Mother Earth is my other go-to thing of unconditional love, just showering us with food and vegetables. I mean, there's millions and millions of people here in Thailand, and they're throwing away fruit and vegetables. The bananas are literally falling on the street, the mangoes and coconuts when I'm riding my scooter around. They might be in somebody's yard and the trees just growing and the branches hanging over the street. I pick up free mangoes every day. I mean, the abundance is infinite. It's unlimited. And it's the same thing with money, because money is only energy. That's where people get trapped. They go, well, it's dollar bills. It's this paper. The paper's fake. This bank book's fake. It's a manipulative system. You know it. But you must be able to see it and then choose to either use it or not use it. And as long as it's part of our system right now, yeah, when I go to get some food today, I will hand over some coins. I understand that. But I'm also operating and playing in frequencies above and beyond that. And I attract abundance through, number one, knowing that it's unlimited. Number two, I don't hold on to it and squeeze it, and I give away. I give away money. Not because I'm so great. It's because I had to figure that out. I had to figure it out. As long as I'm holding on to it and there's only so much, that's exactly what I'll create and attract in my reality. But when I go out and I go, hey, there's a jungle dog that needs medicine. That's $10. Okay, let's go do it. There's some dogs that need food. Let's do it. There's some dogs and animals that need help. Let's go do it. Let's take them in and get them spayed, whatever. Whatever. You know, donating to whatever. I'm very careful where I donate, because what I found out in the 3D matrix is so many of these companies like the Red Cross and the Children to Rescue, they're working for the dark. And they pull on your heartstring, and people donate, and then they use that money to further their dark agenda. So when I donate, I personally donate so I can see exactly where my money's going. And you can do that too. And if you're donating to other causes, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, people donate to the Wild Jungle Dogs every week, and I'm grateful. But they trust me, and they know that I'm spending my own money every single day. And I post videos and I tag them in it to show them, hey, this is how, George was 3 months ago, with scars all over his face and flies getting into his wounds. And now we gave him the medication for $10 or $20, and he's perfectly healed and got all his fur grown. I mean, and again, this isn't because I'm so great. I'm talking about the tools to attract and manifest your reality. And I'm just sharing instances of what I had to do for myself, because I never had money. That was my story. That was what I was taught. That's what they want you to believe, that it's scarce and you need them. It's a great plan by them. But the greater plan from the Creator, which is us, is that we are infinite, divine, abundant creators, and we're unlimited. And that's what we're creating right now. Not in 5 years, not in 2037. People are putting all these timelines and dates on it. That's great if you want to believe that. But when I hear a timeline that's 10 years away, I'm like, that's a no for me. That doesn't resonate at all. I'm doing it now. Are you with me? Because when you do it now, if you see it in your mind's eye in your morning meditation, and you're smiling on it, and you know it's here, then it's here. Because number one, guess what? If you can even imagine it, it's already here. It already exists. There is no future. So anything you can imagine, it's already here now. Okay? Download that right now if you haven't already. If you can even imagine it, it's already here now. There's nothing hard, nothing difficult about it. You don't have to try. You don't have to struggle. Those are all 3D programs and all 3D spell words that get your subconscious to create that exact reality. Trying, needing, hoping, wishing, difficult, hard. When I see people say that, I want to knock them over the head with my Tibetan bull stick, or one of those blow-up hammers. Come on, wake up. Wake up. Stop believing in lack. Because as long as you do, guess what you're going to experience? Exactly what you're believing. Man, I wish I could just download this pill right into everybody. But it may only be me that's here. According to a lot of people, I'm the only one. You're the only one. Everybody else is an illusion. I don't know. But it's a pretty good illusion, especially when I get to hug somebody, when I can feel them. I can feel their heartbeat, and I can feel their vibration. I get to sit down and have a conversation with them, or go to a concert with them, or go to the park, or create with them online, or whatever it is. So I don't really care if it's an illusion, because I'm here. All I care about is, how do we create the illusion or the reality, or whatever you want to label it? It doesn't matter. But what matters is, what are the tools to create it, and what is the simplest, easiest way to own and realize and remember, keyword remember, our unlimited abilities. Because we are unlimited. And if you don't believe you're unlimited, then ask a question about that. Now, can I prove that to you? it would probably be difficult. Do you believe Earth is unlimited? Start there. Look around. Go on Gaggle and type in fruits of the world, flowers of the world, animals of the world. Then tell me how many you can count. You won't be able to do it. There's millions and zillions and quintillions and godzillions. There's no lack. Download that. There's no lack. Download it. Because until you download that and make it your number one belief, chances are you're going to experience lack. Do you get that? Is it sinking in? Come on. Are you with me? Give me a yes if you're getting it, if you're downloading it. This is important stuff. This is the only game in town. What do you believe? What are you talking about? What are you focusing on? What words do you use? What energy do you put behind them? And you know what? You can make it so every day is fun. I'm doing it. Come to Thailand. It's one of the cheapest, most economical places to live in the world. It's 5 to 10 times cheaper than the US. I didn't plan it. Thank you, Jackie. We've got one person out there that's downloading it. Cool. I didn't even know anything about Thailand when I came here. I just met somebody on Facebook and thought we were soulmates and decided to jump when my recording studio flooded. I didn't even think about it. That was the beauty of it. If I would have thought about it, I would have never done it. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. But I only had $650 to my name because I was out of business recording my recording studio for 6 months. I didn't have any income. And when the girl I met, she said, just come to Thailand. If it doesn't work out between us, Thailand's really great. I remember that statement exactly. And I remember thinking, well, it's definitely going to work out because we're, soulmates, the terms we all use, twin flames, all that bullshit. Those are all egotistic labels. And if that triggers you, there's another invitation to look at it. It's just labels of attachment. And I was attached to her. I was attached to it working out. But what I got was something even greater. It all fell apart. All of it. I didn't have a home to live in. I didn't have a recording studio. I didn't have anybody's friend's house to go to down the street. Nothing. I perfectly set it up. I didn't know it at the time. I perfectly set it up. And it forced me to finish the book. Because I never planned on writing a book. I didn't have any business writing a book. I don't know anything about writing a book. But I was downloading these things at 3 a.m. After I studied with Miguel for 10 years, did the apprenticeship, and then, had some other Toltec teachers and read all the other spiritual books and, stuff we do. But then I started downloading some stuff. And this is another story for another time. But this is after I got off addictive medication that I was put on for anxiety. And it took me 1.5 years to get off that toxic, addictive poison. And when my doctor, quote unquote, who was trained in the system that does not want you to heal, do you think he told me when he gave me those little Valium or diazepam that they were highly addictive? He forgot to tell me that. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that he forgot to tell me? Okay, so as part of my soul contract. So I'm in a fog for 3 years. In a way, I'm still functional, but man, when I got off that stuff, I started downloading. So our natural state is our best state. I don't even smoke pot anymore. I have pot sitting in my refrigerator right now, somebody gave me. Every time I smoke, it speeds me out. I don't like it. Whether it's sativa, indica, whatever. It doesn't work for me anymore. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't work. What works for me? Nature and breath. That's what works for me. That dials me in. That gets me clear. That gets me excited. It keeps me grounded. Going and putting my feet in a stream, going and hanging out with the water buffalo who are in their dirty, muddy pond up to their neck. Just watching them brings me so much joy. Going around and hanging out with all the wild jungle dogs. They're the greatest teachers. Most people think they're smarter than animals. That's very interesting to observe. Most people think they're above animals. These dogs have senses that are so far beyond us. Horses can sense things hundreds of yards away. The power of their heart is so much more powerful than ours. That's why I'm taking this animal whispering course right now, because it's fascinating. It's not about giving animals commands. It's about connecting on a very 0-point frequency first that they can sense very, very clearly. Yeah, I love it. So anyway, any questions before we go? Any questions? So as I do, I'm going to share this. I take 4 people through this journey. It's a 30-day or 60-day one-on-one mentorship every month. And I'm waiting for questions too. So I'll still continue if you guys want, if there's any questions. So this is the journey where we go in and we dismantle the wounds, the limiting beliefs, and we really get dialed into doing this automatically. And here's some testimonials. They're like, these people wrote them, Thank you for doing what you do. This changed the way I see and create everything. 4 weeks ago, I was an entirely different person. I uncovered programs and subconscious beliefs that I didn't even know were there. And I thought I was awake. If you have any interest in doing this stuff and being able to take this out and share it with other people, to me, this is the most powerful course I've ever been involved in. And yeah, I created it, so of course you'll say that. I understand. There's people trying to sell you all kinds of stuff. But tell you what, this is life-changing, and the investment that you put into it, you will never, ever operate from lack again, ever, going through this process. See, you can go to the website and you can download the book for half price if you use this link. I'll post it in here. Or the online course. And it's got 3 or 4 hours of PowerPoint trainings. You'll see the program. You'll see what the ego does, and it'll show you how to dismantle it. And you can't dismantle it unless you see it. You've got to be able to see the program. Otherwise, you'll just keep running the same thing, thinking that's the way it is, or having your ego justify it. It's fascinating. It's the most fascinating work that I know of. So if you have any questions about it, send me a private message or go to the website and type in the course page. It'll tell you all about what you do, what's involved. And, this is the stuff. If you want to clear decades and decades of stuff in the fastest amount of time, this is it. And when I journey with somebody, I put this same passion into them every single day. It'll be 1 call a week that's recorded, a long call. We'll do a mirroring session. We'll go through the tools. You'll go through the PowerPoint trainings. We'll be aligned. And then I'll be checking in with you at least every other day through Messenger. So when you watch back the replays of us going through your what about this, what about that, you'll just start to dismantle stuff like this. It's the shit, as they might say. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Anybody that feels, excuse me, that they have friends or other people that would benefit from this, please share it out. because I'm going to share it in some groups, but I'm not in all the groups that you might all be in. And this creates our family. This lets people know that we're out here, and it lets them know that they can come and show up, once or twice a week to hang out with us and to get these downloads. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, everybody that came on here, that shared their questions and their collective energy, and, that shared this stuff. So, the replay will be on my YouTube channel sometime today or tomorrow, since it's your evening. Portal to Awakening, youtube.com/Portal to Awakening. And it'll be on my Facebook page. So thank you, everybody. Big, big love. Stay excited. Key word. And consciously create your reality. Are you setting your alarm early? If you got to, get up and do what you got to do, set at least a half hour, an hour where you can lie in bed and go, all right. And it may mean that you need to go to bed an hour, a half hour earlier so that you're not tired. So it's not like you're sacrificing. This is what you will begin to understand when you start using these tools. You're like, oh my God, these are completely life-changing. Thanks, Pat. And, when you begin to see what these tools do, you'll be like, fuck, I'm going to spend time doing that. Everything else is a distraction. And I don't mean everything, like everything you do. You know what I mean? This is it. Raising your conscious awareness and healing is the only game in town. And until the healing's done, you'll keep attracting timelines and triggers to mirror that back to you. It's built into the system. So at first it'll piss you off, and then you'll go, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have you gotten to the point where you can say thank you to every judgment and every trigger? Thank you. Can you thank those people in government? Can you thank the pedophiles? That may be a stretch for you, but you must forgive them. You might not thank them, but you must forgive them, because otherwise you're holding the judgment that that's not perfect. And all these things that are being exposed right now are finally waking people up. So thank them. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you getting that? This is really key. If you're holding lack of forgiveness, well, I can forgive some people, but not others, then you're fucking yourself. That's all there is to it. So you can selectively decide who you want to forgive, or you can just forgive everybody and clear your frequency and move on beyond 3D. And begin attracting and magnetizing in all of those higher, loving, excited, magical frequencies. But you can't pull them in. I mean, you might be able to pull some in, being excited, but if you're still holding anger or resentment or lack of forgiveness towards anybody, you will magnetize those people and events into your frequency to show you, hey, you're still holding this stuff. The soul's ascension is perfectly set up. It'll keep mirroring you for days or weeks or even lifetimes. Good stuff. All right, got to go. Big, big love from Thailand, and have a great evening, day. Stay excited, all right? You came here for this. Deep down, you know it. You're remembering it, and everything is here to support you right now. Smile at everybody. Bless everybody. Thank everybody. But consciously create your reality every day. Set alarms on your phone to go off. Yeah. All right. Big, big love.